Ready? Thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm just excited to be able to be here this morning to formally launch the Text-to-911 service here in Hawaii. The service is now fully functional across the state wherever mobile service can be accessed. The Text-to-911 service provides practical mobile emergency communications. This service can be especially important to the disadvantaged community, the disabled, deaf and hard of hearing, for example. Hawaii is proud to join 6 other states that have deployed this service across the country. And I just really wanted to thank all of the county personnel involved, the private sector service providers who have worked with us to implement the program. And finally, I just wanted to thank the E911 board members for their role in keeping Hawaii safe and healthy. We do know that this is a service that is so important to our communities. And sorry, I didn't recognize the mayor sitting in the front row, but wanted to thank Mayor Cavallo and Mayor Caldwell for their support of this program. We know that it truly delivers an important service to our community. And with that, I would like to invite Congresswoman Gabbard to say a few words.
Thank you. Good morning. Aloha. It's quite a breakthrough and a game-changing announcement that's being made today to serve our community at large and to better help our first responders do their job. As the governor talked about, this is about extending access and closing the gap in providing service for those who are hearing and speech impaired. But in this technological age, it is providing an opportunity for those who may be victims of domestic violence or facing an active shooter situation where a phone call is not possible. There's no question that this technology will help to save lives. I want to thank everyone who is involved with making this possible. This is a great example of a public-private partnership, everyone working together to turn this into a reality, placing Hawaii at the forefront of this new technology all across the country. I'd also like to give a special thanks to our heroes behind the scenes, our dispatchers who are here, who have been kind of the tip of the spear advocating for this, recognizing the need in our community, and who are that key connector between those who are in danger or those who need help and assistance and our first responders who are quickly deploying to be able to help support, serve, and save those who need that help. I'm proud to be here as one partner among many in this important service and in this cause, and we look forward to being able to see this continue to grow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman Gabbard. I just wanted to next introduce Courtney Takuba, who's the Executive Director of the Enhanced 911 Board.
Thank you, Governor. Congresswoman, thank you. When I woke up today at 4 a.m., I told myself, this is going to be a great day. And it is a great day. It's a great day because my family is safer, your family is safer, and all because of the people here who probably had, there's some here that were directly involved, but the others indirectly involved. So every one of you, as I can see them, has contributed to the successful launch of Text-to-911. So with that in mind, I'd like to acknowledge a few people that are here today that have also contributed to the launch of Text-to-911. First, I'd like to introduce some guests from the disabled community representatives of DCAB and the Development Disability Council. The first person I'd like to acknowledge is Francine Y., who is the Executive Director of Disability and Communications Access Board. The next one is Waynette Cabral, who is the Executive Administrator of the Hawaii State Council on Development Disabilities. And I'd like to also introduce Tammy Evrad, who is part of the Developmental Disability Council. The other guest I'd like to introduce is State Representative, I'm not sure if he's here, Agnes, McKelvey. Is he here? Raise your hand, please. No. Kirk Caldwell, Mayor, City and County. Bernard Carvalho, Mayor, Kauai County. And Major General Arthur Long, DOD, State of Hawaii. And lastly, I'd like to acknowledge our federal partners, who are John Freeland, who is the Director, Hickam Pearl, Harbor-based Regional Dispatch Center. And unfortunately, Miss Freeland, who is the Emergency Management Officer at MCBH, or Marine Corps Base, Hawaii, was not able to make it. I'd like to also introduce our important speakers to follow. They are, in this case, the board chair, Paul Ferreira. Paul Ferreira is also the deputy chief of the County of Hawaii, and he will speak on the historical facts surrounding the Enhanced 911 board. Chief? Sir. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the State of Hawaii Enhanced 911 Board, thank you very much for being here on this important date. Give you a brief history. The public safety answering points, or otherwise known as PSAPs, have been ongoing, doing technological improvements for the last 10, 12 years. Since 2004, when the legislature chose to create the 911 fund, and if you look at your cell phone bill, 66 cents is being withheld. And if you look at your telephone landline bill, I believe 27 cents is being withheld. All of this is being directed into the 911 fund. The monies are being used to help the PSAPs, or public safety answering points, in being able to locate first a wireless caller. You call on a landline from your home phone, will automatically in the dispatch center know where the call is coming from. Up until 2006, we were not able to identify where a cell phone was coming from. Now we're able to identify when someone calls on a wireless phone, where their location is. And if for our visitors, if they're calling from around the island, they cannot give us the locations, or they get confused with the local names. So for us, that makes public safety response very slow. With the enactment of the Enhanced 911, we're able to identify them. Now we go a step further. Now we're able to accept text messaging. This came about recently with the 911 fund. The monies that this community has put into the fund is being used for each public safety answering point across the state in the tune of about $3 to $4 million for upgrades that need to be done to the computer-aided dispatch systems, the record management systems, which allow now for the text messaging to come into the PSAPs, the public safety answering points, and have the same identification that you have when you call out a wireless caller. In other words, a PSAP, the dispatcher that answers that phone, will see a number, they'll see a location, and they'll respond accordingly. We promote that if you can make a call, please do so. Make the phone voice call. If you can't, do the text to 911, and we'll respond with text. This was done all through the coordination or collaboration between the public safety answering points, government, and the public industry. The 911 board is comprised not only of government agencies, the PSAPs, other government agencies, but also the wireless carriers, the various vendors, Hawaiian Tel, Oceanic. And at this time, I would like to recognize the individuals from the various PSAPs that we have here. From the County of Kauai, we have Police Chief Darrell Perry, Deputy Police Chief Michael Contreras, Assistant Police Chief Rob Gaspo, Kauai Fire Department Chief Rob Westerman, Kauai Police Dispatcher David Miyazaki. From the Maui County, we have Deputy Police Chief Dee Ricard, Assistant Police Chief John Jakubczak, Barry Kubo. We also have Maui Fire Chief Jeff Murray. And we also have Maui Police Dispatcher David Ricardo. From the City and County of Honolulu, we have Assistant Police Chief Randy Bacadete. Sorry, Randy, I was looking for you. Battalion Fire Chief Gary Lum, the Honolulu Fire Department Chief Manuel Neves, Assistant Honolulu Fire Department Chief Nathan Ramos, and Honolulu Police Department Gary Okamoto. And Major Alan Nagata, and Police Dispatcher Taylor Burns. And we also have from the Honolulu EMT, Diana Chan, and Tony Velasco. And then from Hawaii County, I'm representing the Hawaii County Police Department, and I also have Fire Chief Darren Rosario. I want to thank all the individuals that are in the PSAPs, and especially, again, the dispatchers that have a very, very difficult job. I always tell people, as police officers, when we respond to an emergency, we see closure. We know what happens. As a dispatcher, the minute they dispatch an officer to an emergency, that ends it. They have no closure. They go on to the next emergency, and the next, and the next. It's an emotional roller coaster. So when you do call 911, realize that that person is on an emotional roller coaster, and they are your first link. Thank you very much.
Okay. Next, we have Stephen Schutte from the Government Account Manager for Verizon.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Schutte, Government Account Manager for Verizon Wireless. I support state and county agencies as well as nonprofit organizations. Today is a very special day for being able to support Text-to-911. I would first like to thank those leaders that I've had the opportunity to serve with on the board. Prior chairs, retired Deputy Chief from Maui County Police, Clayton Tom, Assistant Chief Victor Ramos, and also our prior Executive Director, Thera Bradshaw. I would like to also take the time this morning to recognize our executive leadership for the board. We have our Vice Chair, Assistant Chief John Jakubczak, our Technical Committee Chair, Dahlia Burns from HPD, RSC Chair, David Mercadio from Maui Police Department, our Educational Investigative Committee Chair, Jeff Ruhr from AT&T Mobility, and also our Finance Chair / 911 Board Official Cameraman, Keeman Wong from Charter Communications. If you know Keeman, you know what I'm talking about. I also have the privilege of serving on the board with our partners at Hawaiian Telcom, Ben Morgan, and also T-Mobile, Roy E. Ray. I also like to take the opportunity to thank our federal support from Congresswoman Gabbard. Thank you very much for being here today. Late Senator Inouye and Representative Takai, current Senators Schatz and Hirono, and also at the FCC, Chairman Tom Wheeler and Commissioner Jessica Rosenworcel, who have all been tremendous supporters of what we're doing here in Hawaii. I would like to take the opportunity to invite the EGA administration, State of Hawaii, county organizations, as well as private sector to visit your local PSAPs. What you see on TV, what you see in movies is only a glimpse of what actually happens behind the desk. You'll never find more talented individuals in public service than behind the dispatch counter. Imagine a call comes in. You receive the call. You look at a minimum of 4 screens in front of you, trying to identify and assess the situation and figure out the right agency to co-respond with. A lot of times it won't be just the county agency. It'll be a co-response with a federal agency, possibly the National Guard with TAG Logan, or with Coast Guard. Perhaps it's state of Hawaii organizations such as Land and Natural Resources, Conservation Resource Enforcement Officers, Forestry and Wildlife firefighters, even crash and rescue over at the airports, or maybe even our volunteer firefighters and police officers. The only way that you're going to witness this is to visit your local PSAP and see the different challenges that each county undertakes. From Kauai Island, having more land uninhabited than inhabited. From the island of Oahu, over 1 million visitors in Kama'aina here. Maui County, the only county jurisdiction that has water separating the different islands, with a PSAP on Maui Island of Kahului and also on Molokai. And of course, Hawaii Island, the largest, over 4,000 square miles to take care of. So please, again, reach out to your local PSAPs and see how you can come and visit, and we'll welcome you with open arms. Last, on a personal note, I'm glad that my wife Alice and I have raised our 2.5-year-old daughter Mia in the best place to live in the world, protected by the very best in law enforcement and public safety. What makes you the best is the fact that you protect and serve with aloha. So mahalo for your service. Thank you.
Wow, how can I add to that? Thanks, Stephen. We're open to questions if you have any questions from the media. Okay, if not, I just would want to thank you for being here today. We'll be taking some photos. I think it is great to be able to know that here in Hawaii, our residents and our guests from around the world will be safer because of this implementation, and the ability to go from text to 911 truly enhances our ability of our first responders to provide appropriate services. And I think most importantly, it allows us to assure that our citizens and our guests can be in a safe environment. So thank you all for being here.
I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to just like this. Mayor, you want